David Imon, 3 associates put on 10 days remand in 2 cases, shown arrested in separate extortion case. Those are the top stories, now the details. Local Government Minister Mirza Fakhrul Islam Alamgir has said that the inauguration of free eye care camp will increase the atmosphere of mutual harmony between the people of Bangladesh and Nepal. He made the remarks while speaking as the chief guest at the inauguration ceremony, the Thakurgaon Eye Care Camp organized by the Thakurgaon Diabetic Association with the assistance of Nepal at noon. Mirza Fakhrul said that the poor people of this region cannot go to Dhaka for eye treatment. Such an arrangement certainly deserves praise gradually. Such arrangements will be spread all over the Bangladesh. Home Minister Salahuddin Ahmed has said that the police is not a lathi-powered force of any party or group. He promised to develop the organization as free from party influence, modern and people-friendly. This minister said this at the closing parade of the 27 BCS Trainee Assistant Police Superintendent training at Sharda Police Academy in Rajshahi this morning. In his speech as the chief guest, the Home Minister further said that after overcoming 18 years of deprivation, the 27th BCS batch will work to build a non-discriminatory society and establish the rule of law by maintaining the chain of command. The police headquarters has issued the highest alert across the country, expressing the fear of attacks on police vehicles. All field units were instructed on Saturday to tighten security measures for government, jeeps, pickups and buses as well as other transport. Police members have been asked to be on high alert to implement the directive, which was prepared based on intelligence information. The directive sent from the headquarters has called for parking any transport in safe places while on duty and increasing the overall security of police station, police lines and office compounds. In addition to regular patrols for the security of government property and being especially vigilant in identifying suspicious objects or persons, orders have been issued to immediately inform higher officials of any unusual situation. Jamaat Islami Amir Dr. Shafiqur Rahman has said that the current BNP government is pursuing the same politics of power grab as the previous Sheikh Hasina government. He made this allegation while strongly criticizing the current government at a discussion meeting organized by the Bangladesh Labour Party at the National Press Club. In his speech as the chief guest, Jamaat Amir Dr. Shafiqur Rahman said that the current government should remember how the people rejected the controversial election in the past. Commenting on the plans to re-establish a one-party rule by appointing party members to the Election Commission, he said that once oppressed have now turned into oppressors and torturing the country. A court has granted a total of 10 days remand on top terrorist Mubarak Hossain Imon alias David Imon, and accused in at least 18 cases including a double murder in Chittagong in 2 separate cases. On Sunday afternoon, a judge of the Chittagong Judicial Magistrates Court granted the remand for a total of 10 days, 5 days each in a murder case and a weapons case of Photik Chori Police Station. Additional Superintendent of Police of Hathajari Circle of Chittagong District Police said the following police request orders have been issued to Saint David Imon's other 4 associates in the armed cases, Mitu Shamim Shafait and Al Islam Alif, to a 5-day remand. In addition, David Imon has been arrested in new extortion case of Hathajari Police Station by the order of the Judicial Magistrates Court. After his arrest along with his associates from a Jhumjhum area of Joshore on July 29, firearms were recovered from Photik Chori on the information given by Imon. Then he was produced in court on July 13 and sent to jail. BGB has seized gold ore taka 13.5 crore at the Darshana border in Chuadanga. A smuggler named Robiul Islam has been arrested in this incident. The operation was conducted on Saturday afternoon in the Parikishnapur border area based on a secret tip-off. BGB said that Robiul was riding a motorcycle near main pillar number 78 in the afternoon. When suspicious, his route was blocked and a search was conducted. At that time, 39 gold bars of different sizes were recovered from his body. The seized gold weighed 6 kg, 968 grams. Its estimated market value is taka 13.32 crore. The arrested Robiul is a resident of Chagaria village in Darmodharpur. During the initial interrogation, he admitted that the recovered gold was being taken for smuggling to India. The DB police conducted a raid on a hideout built in the jungle and bushes on the banks of the Korotua River in Baghopara, Bogura Sodor Upojela. 3 people were arrested along with a foreign revolver, an electric shocker and a large quantity of the drugs in the raid conducted on Saturday night. The DB said that the gang used to sell drugs by setting up tents on the remote banks of the river far from locality, kidnap and torture hostages with electric shocks to extort ransom. In the operation conducted based on secret information, 3 people including the main ringleader Rocky and his associate Rakib were arrested, but the other 2 members jumped into the river after sensing the presence of the police and escaped. A revolver, a 35,000-volt electric shock machine, domestic weapons, cash and several button phones were recovered from the hideout. District Intelligence Branch Officer Iqbal Bahar said that there are multiple criminal charges against the arrested and the operation is ongoing to catch the remaining members who escaped. The Meteorological Department has forecast rain and thunderstorms with gusty winds in various parts of the country, including the capital Dhaka. There is a possibility of heavy to very heavy rainfall in some places. A warning of signal has been issued, especially in the river ports of the north and northeast due to fear of gusty winds blowing at a speed of 45 to 60 kilometers per hour. According to the regular forecast of the Meteorological Office, strong winds from a south or southeast may accompany rainfall in the river basins of Rangpur, Moimonshing and Sylhet regions, due to which local river ports have been asked to display warning signal number 1. On the other hand, the sky in Dhaka and surrounding areas will be partly cloudy to temporarily cloudy with light to moderate rain. Viewers, we are taking a short break. Stay with us.
With President Xi of China and President Lee of South Korea.
Trump's White House that is in favor of these things.
Simply not enough action being taken to address the problem of fossil fuels.
What their plan initially is towards the Caribbean, a place that has been met with 2 types of disasters.
Bangladeshi students at the same level of opportunity internationally and domestically.
International Affairs. Watch every Sunday to Thursday at 2 p.m. only on SATV and SATV Digital.
Hello and welcome to International Affairs, and my name is Shamsul Alam Pantha.
I don't see an easy resolution to this because every slight deviation from the plan,
opening an open war conflict with them,
testing nuclear missiles.
Russia's announcement of these supposedly successful testing.
Special and exclusive footage that is being played on SATV's screen.
Really come to terms with Hamas.
Damage estimated between this entire issue.
President Trump is expected to hold bilateral talks.
Preserving biodiversity and tackling climate change.
We cannot protect the planet before we negotiate peace.
Where is it going? Is it understanding the needs of its people before the needs of this global world?
For China to come to agreement,
they will face better projects.
With President Xi of China and President Lee of South Korea.
Trump's White House that is in favor of these things.
Simply not enough action.
Welcome back. You are watching SATV News. News from abroad. Wildfires across more than 1 lakh hectares in Washington state have prompted widespread evacuations and power outages in the Spokane area. State officials said on the evening of August 1st, about 4,000 people were fighting more than a dozen fires throughout the state. Dave Upthgrove, the state's commissioner of public lands, said during a virtual press conference. Governor Bob Ferguson declared a statewide emergency and burn ban on the morning of August 1st. Number injuries or fatalities related to the fire were known at this point, officials said. At least 3 people were killed and 2 others wounded after a gunman opened fire at a recently opened In-N-Out Burger on Saturday, sending people running from the shopping center in Twin Falls, Idaho as shots rang out and the gunfire spilled outside. A call came in Twin Falls police around 2:30 p.m. that there was an active shooter inside the dining area of the restaurant, which opened on July 24, said a Josh Palmer, a city spokesman. The suspected shooter is dead, the police chief in Twin Falls, Matthew Hicks, said during news conference on Saturday. It was not immediately clear if the gunman was among 3 fatalities or in addition to them. It was also unknown how the shooter died. The number of victims is expected to be higher, Mr. Palmer said. Forces of Pakistan administered Kashmir will head to the polls on Sunday in the second of 3 rounds of election that have turned violent this week. Local resident Muhammad Assam said the deteriorating security situation had persuaded him to boycott the election. This is my first election. I had intended to cast my vote for the first time, but given the current state of affairs in the region, I have decided not to vote at all, he said, adding that several people had been injured and others killed Friday's violence. Burnout vehicles, roads littered with rocks and a heavy security presence marked the street of Muzaffarabad on Saturday following clashes between protesters and security forces ahead of the second phase of elections, the residents said. At least 3 people have been killed and 21 injured after a homemade explosive device was detonated at an Italian restaurant in Moscow, Russian state media reports, quoting security officials. The blast happened at about 8 p.m. local time on Kurdinskaya Square near the city center. The National Anti-Terrorist Committee said a woman carrying the explosive tried to enter the restaurant but was stopped by a security guard. The device detonated, killing the woman and guard and a visitor to the Balziroshi restaurant, which had been holding a private functions. Authorities have not said who they believe was the target, but many Muscovites will suspect a link to the war in Ukraine. In recent years, several senior Russian military figures have been assassinated in and around the Russian capital. Moscow has blamed Kyiv for those attacks. Initial reports said the blast happened in the establishment's kitchen, but the restaurant later issued a statement saying there was a problem outside. The restaurant is located in one of the Moscow's famous Stalin-era skyscrapers, with roads around the square briefly closed. A small tourist plane crashed Saturday while flying over Peru's Narzal Lines archaeological site, killing all 13 people aboard, provincial authorities said. The Aerodiana aircraft was carrying 11 foreign tourists and 2 crew members when it went down in the Pueblo Viso area, approximately 6 km from Nazca City and 12 km from the ancient geocliffs, according to Peru's Ministry of Commerce and Tourism. Police reports to local press indicated the accident occurred at 12:55 p.m. local time as the plane was preparing to return from a sightseeing flight. The aircraft caught after impact, making rescue impossible, according to Peruvian broadcaster RPP, with firefighters and municipal police dispatched to extinguish flames and recover bodies. Colombia's government on Saturday blamed the nation's largest remaining rebel group for an explosion outside a police base that injured 11 officers and killed a police dog. The attack took place early Sunday in Cucuta, a city along Colombia's border with Venezuela, where drug gangs and rebel groups have long fought for the control of smuggling routes. Gen. William Rincon, the director of Colombia's police, said the blast came from a truck that had been left outside a building and serves as the headquarters for police in Norte Standard province. The pre-dawn explosion damaged much of the building's roofing and shattered its windows. A wildfire around Puerto Germano, a coastal town on the Gulf of Corinth, about 70 kilometers west of Athens, continued to range out until Saturday afternoon, a day after it broke out as strong and unpredictable winds hampered firefighting efforts. The blaze was among dozens burning across Greece. The fire front, which began Friday in the Viotia region,
taken to address the problem of fossil fuels.
What their plan initially is towards the Caribbean, a place that has been met with two types of disasters.
Bangladeshi students at the same
of Puerto Germano. According to state broadcaster ERT, separate fire outbreaks emerged, creating enormous fronts and have become increasingly difficult to contain. Unfortunately, if the winds do not die down, nothing can stop this disaster. US President Donald Trump has announced that he is temporarily withdrawing his decision to launch a military strike on Iran. In a message on Truth Social, he said that the strike was suspended on the condition that a quick agreement be reached on completely dismantling Iran's nuclear program and the opening of the Strait of Hormuz. Trump said that he had given the opportunity for this agreement at the request of several countries in the Middle East and in the interest of world peace. But if it fails, strong measures will be taken. On the other hand, Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi, warning of a strong response to any aggression, said that an attack on oil and energy facilities would be made with retaliation across the entire Middle East region. In this heated situation, an atmosphere of mediation was created after a phone conversation between Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman and Trump.
He lost. And he thought this was the most incredible person. And when he lost, it's been very much amazing. The administration has done more in 8
Spain has installed a 500-meter containment barrier along its sea border between its North African territory of Ceuta and Morocco following a sudden rush of migrants that left at least 67 dead. Civil Guard officers began work early Saturday at the Tarajal breakwater, a stretch of coast heavily used during the recent migrant crossings, a search Spain called a violation of its sovereignty. Authorities say virtually all of the estimated 60,000 migrants who stormed Spain's North African enclave of Ceuta since Thursday have already left voluntarily, returning to Morocco. 22 European Union governments have demanded an emergency response. The day toll from crossings was raised to at least 67 on Saturday, but Spanish officials said there could be additional casualties on the Moroccan side of the border. Some of the victims drowned, while others were crushed while trying to climb the breakwater that holds the border fence. Before ending, we go through the headlines again. Police must be people's trusted ally, not a political tool, says Home Minister, highest alert across the country. BNP pursuing same power grab politics as Hasina government alleges Dr. Shofik, seeking one-party rule through EC appointments. Deputy Montri associates puts on 10 days remand in 2 cases shown arrested in separate extortion case. You are updated with our top stories so far on SATV, and to know the latest news, visit www.satv.tv. Stay with SATV.